All right, folks, I'm back. Okay, so the video that I was talking about, we were talking about inputs and outputs. This is gonna be part two, I guess, but it's gonna be really brief because the other video I was taking, it got disrupted, but that's okay. I'm just gonna finish off on what I was talking about. So this is going to be input and output on the 7 aspects of life, part 2. And I guess we had already talked about the spiritual aspects, the spiritual aspect, the soul aspect, the physical body aspect, the financial aspect, the social aspect, and we talking about the renewal aspect. So that's where we were at when the video got disrupted, but that's okay. I'm just gonna pick up from where I left off. So as I was saying, when it comes to the input and output, when it comes to the 6th aspect, which is the renewal aspect, is you can educate yourself on how your body best rests. The best way that how because everybody's we all are individuals. There's some things that are all common throughout across the board that we all need, and then after that there's things that are specific, just specifically work for us. So you find what's the best way. Maybe the best time that maybe you're early, you go to bed early. Maybe that's what works for you. Maybe you go to bed late. There's some people are night owls. Other people work, they naps work for them. Some people, when they take naps, they wake up feeling more groggy than they were when they took the nap. There's many things. So what the purpose here is to just find out what works for you and to do it purposefully. To rest purposefully, to know that okay, it's this is what works for me to recharge my batteries. Because what's the purpose of recharging batteries? So that way you're not burnt out, and then that creates a distraction for you. Continue to fulfill your purpose and try to make your dreams come true. So your body does need rest, your mind needs rest. The only thing in the 7 aspects in your being that doesn't need rest is your spirit, because it's not made out of material, so it doesn't really need rest that much. Actually, I'm just going to mention this a little bit. The reason why we dream is because that's your spirit that's doing stuff while your physical body's asleep. That's what dreams are. It's your spirit doing spiritual stuff while your physical body's asleep. So it doesn't need sleep. So actually, be honest, you only your physical body needs sleep, but your soul and your spirit does not need sleep, because it's not made out of material structure. It's made out of material that's not quantifiable. It's not tangible. So anyway, that's a video for another day, future video for that. So you have to do it on purpose, because you need to be working with a constant, like I was talking about in the past videos, your axe has to be sharp all the time, and that means that if you're rested, just like if you have a phone, for example, if I'm recording this right now, and if my phone is at 15%, then that kind of it's a disruption, it's a resistance. I have to work on that and maybe stop so I can make sure that it has full battery for me to continue what I need to do. So your body is the same way. The less energy you're working with, the more effort you have to use, the more time it'll take, and the more effort it'll take. But if your mind is sharp, you're rested, you do a whole lot more faster. You're more efficient, or you're more effective. So that's part of it. Because sometimes we do, when it comes to resting and relaxing and pretty much the 6th aspect of life, renewal, we kind of do take that for granted, or we just assume, or we don't really think about it. Some people do. I'm sure there's a lot of people who do, but there's a lot of people also who don't. So what we're trying to do is to do everything on purpose. Going to sleep on purpose. How do you sleep? What's the best pillow that you use? What's your position? What's the best sleeping position? What about naps? What about, do I take naps or not? What about massages? It's not just sleeping on it. It could also be taking a massage. You could have a massage. You could have there's those daily battery recharger activities and then you could have a weekly recharge activities, like maybe get a massage once a week, or like the other day, I'd gone to the beach. Go to the beach once a week if you have access to a beach, or go to a park, where it rejuvenates you. It's an environment that makes you feel good, like kind of like produces the good feel chemicals in your body. That's a form of rejuvenation. It could be like listening to music. Sometimes I love listening to gospel, but I also love listening to jazz. Jazz music calms me down. It makes me relax. If I was intense, if I was in a stressful situation, it calms me down. So now I know there's some music, if I listen to, will not calm me down. It'll instead kind of heighten up the stress feel. So you study yourself and you understand how you work, and you keep doing those things. And at the same time, once you know what works for you, you do that. So that's like a form of maintaining your renewal aspect of life. And and then you're constantly also seeking for other things that might work even better than the ones that you already using. So because we always like to advance, because it's one way or another there might be something better that works more, will probably be more effective on you when it comes to helping you to recharge your batteries. So that's the input. Input is learning, and then the output is obviously you're asking your body, okay, you're up, you're ready, you're recharged, let's go. That's the output. Is pretty much everything else. It's like the when it comes to the renewal aspect, it's the output is you applying yourself in all the other 7 aspects, in all the purpose activities that you're doing to fulfill that purpose, to make that purpose come true, and to work on your dreams, to experience your dreams, and to experience, to turning them into a reality. So that's the output really when it comes to the renewal aspect. It's getting your body ready to go and work on your purpose, your dreams, and help you do inputs and outputs on all the other aspects. So they're all just interconnected, but the purpose here is doing it on purpose. Knowing, okay, I need to take a nap. You can tell, your body can tell you when you need to recharge your batteries. And sometimes we might resist that, but sometimes it's good to do it so you can come back and use less effort, less energy, and less time, and be as effective and as efficient as you need to be. Not working with a low battery system. So that's that. I'm sure there are many examples that you can come up with. I'm just here to those people already know about this, those who don't, just to jog our minds, things that I'm sharing, things that work for me, that hopefully that work for you too, or you can take them and personalize them to your specific needs. Now, last but not least is the duplication aspect. What's the duplication aspect? That's when you learn all these things. That's what I'm doing right now. It's I've learned some things and they've worked for me. I've liked the way that they have removed me from being like if I would put it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the least clueless and 0 being the most clueless, I would say that because of trying to understand how life works, I would say that I'm at a scale of I want to say maybe 3 or 4. There's still a long way to go, but that's what duplication is. So that 3 that I've gained, that has really helped me. I've seen a big difference, because sometimes a 3 can be a big difference, in changing how making your life a little bit easier, because applied knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is even more powerful. So when I apply it, I learn, and so that's why I'm spreading this information, so that hopefully I can help other people to be less clueless on how life works. So the input in this is you're really looking for people who need you. Now, when it comes to adults, that is, for example, you're looking for people who desire the knowledge that you have gained. They desire to listen to what it is that you have to share with them that will benefit them in their lives. So like these videos, the people who are going to be listening to these videos are the people who are looking to benefit from what it is that I have experienced and have seen that has worked. Now there's people who are not going to benefit from it. So when it comes to adults, I'm looking for people who are looking for me. That's what I'm doing when it comes to the duplication. Now the input would be trying to understand how best to maybe make these videos, how to understand, how to gain knowledge on how to present information, how to maybe drive my point across faster, how to explain points, how to master the information. So sometimes I need notes, sometimes I don't need notes, but because I've been doing this for so long, sometimes I don't need notes, it's just in my mind. So input is me educating myself on how best to pass on this information to others. That's really the key to this is how to best pass this information to others, how to best pass it to my children or my spouse, my wife, who, like the people who are in your inner circle. You always start with those people in your inner circle. Now if you have adults in your inner circle, your friends, maybe you don't have kids yet, they might not want to know, they might not care what you've learned and is working for you, but there will be somebody out there who will benefit from what you have learned. So when it comes to adults, that's you're learning, you're trying to educate yourself on when you happen to meet that person, what's the best way to impact this information on them. Maybe you need to understand all the personalities, like I read a book called The Personality Plus, I've talked about it in the videos somewhere. Either you scroll up or down on my channel, and that's like finding out, essentially there's many people who've written books about personalities, but this one is talking about they categorize all the human behaviors into 4 personalities. There are many others obviously, but I just went with this one. You can choose whichever one that works best for you, but the key thing is to understand, first of all, your personality and then other people's personality, because that'll be key on how you impact this information onto them, because different personalities receive information differently, and you, as with your personality, give information differently from other personalities give information, and they receive information differently from other personalities receive information. So if you know what personality you are, you know how you give out information, and if you meet somebody and you're good at knowing what personalities they are, because they'll tell you by opening their mouth, their body language, then you'll know if they are willing to get impacted by your experience, then you'll know which the best way to do it for them. So that's the input, educating yourself on how to educate others. Educating yourself on how to educate. Even when you have kids, you have to learn how to, if you have more than one kid will learn differently than the other one will learn. Maybe the method you use to educate your one kid will not work with the other kid. So that's your input now. That's the input that you're putting yourself. You're educating yourself on how to educate others. And like I said again, with adults, the ones who want to be educated, we're not going to push this information down people's throats, forcing them to listen to us. But when it comes to children are always open when it comes to learning, so that it makes it a whole lot easier. When it comes to their teachability, they're always open to learn. So just make sure you put the right information in there when it comes to children. So that's the input, and the output is you. Now actually, like me right now, this is my output. Me putting these videos out is my output. I've been trying to study myself, how I work, how I give information. I look at the videos after this and see what I can improve in. I'm sure there are many things that I can improve on when it comes to these videos. So that will be my input, watching myself and seeing I should have done that, I shouldn't have done this, just self-critique. And other people also giving me create constructive criticism, which is good, even negative, it doesn't matter, whichever way, criticism is criticism. Either way, you can learn from it, whether it's negative or positive, so that's the input. Input is learning, teaching yourself how to teach others, educating yourself how to educate others, and what are you educating them on the things that you have been working on as you continue to fulfill your purpose and working on having your dreams come true. The things that have worked for you, you're passing them on, because that's very key. You have to do that. The scientific world does that, the research world does that, so we should also be doing that in our individual lives, because that helps the next generation to go further than they would have gone if they just started scratch. Like if everybody started from scratch, there will be no progress of any kind, but sometimes I know sometimes as parents or as just human beings, we forget to pass on information to other people, so with that, I believe I have kind of given a long summary of what input can look like on each and every individual aspect of life, and what an output could look like on each and every individual aspect of life. And with that, I hope I have turned on some lights in some people's minds. I hope I have made clear some things on people's minds. And with that, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.